Hi everybody, I am Ronnie Huffnagel, owner and designer of Wreaths of Joy, and I am so glad that you are here with me today as we design a beautiful classical Christmas wreath for your home. So today, what we're gonna be using is just a regular, beautiful frosted pine wreath base. And so I already, for sake of time, added on this gorgeous church right here, and it has this nice fuzzy fir roof, and it also lights up, which we can turn on and off from the underside of the church. So it just takes batteries. And so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna be able to add a beautiful bow to this, along with some beautiful magnolias and regular classic Christmas reds and golds and some berries. So first thing we wanna do is we want to go ahead. I created this bow ahead of time, and I'm gonna show you how to make this, but we're gonna add this one in the first thing. So what we wanna do, finding where our main theme is going to be this church. So we want to go ahead and enhance this church with all these other beautiful accents. So with the pipe cleaners used to make this bow, we're gonna go ahead and just attach this bow right alongside of the church. So you wanna be sure that you get this pipe cleaners down around the whole base of your frame of your pine base. And so you can get these beautiful pine bases. You can get them at any store or any of the online stores. We also sell them on our store as well. And so it has some really good base. So it doesn't really need to have too much added to it to create something very, very beautiful. So this ribbon that we have 3 different kinds. This is called a flex ribbon. So as you can see, it stretches, but I'll show you when we start to make it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead, add this in. This will help me figure out where we're gonna place all the other beautiful enhancements to this gorgeous wreath. So far, with this bow added, it's over there to the left-hand side. I always tend to put my bows to the left-hand side because when we open our door, we always open to the right-hand side of the door. And so if your bow is on the right-hand side of your wreath, then you tend to bump into it all the time, and you're always going to have to flex it and readjust it and fluff it out and do all the things you need to do to make it look beautiful again. So let me set this to the side. I'm gonna go through a quick bow making tutorial with you guys, and then we're gonna add all the wonderful attachments that I have chosen. So I have this tool, it's called the 4-in-1, and I love it because it does so many different versatile things, okay? So the first ribbon I'm using is gonna be that gold flex ribbon. So it's so nice because you can literally stretch it twice the size of what it really is. So we didn't have a very big tail, maybe about a 12-inch tail. So we're gonna give it a good twist. And I'm gonna make it about a 7-inch loop. Okay, so when we push it down, we twist it. And we're gonna come over here again and do another 7-inch, okay? So we just make 2 loops, just like so. Okay, I'm gonna get my scissors here and just trim off your tail. So since this is flex ribbon, I don't usually do a dovetail on those. So I'm just gonna do a nice angle cut, all right? Set this one to the side, and then I chose another 4-inch ribbon that's very, very beautiful, that has a nice gold backing to it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one right on top of this gold here. So this one I am gonna go ahead and do a dovetail. So to do a dovetail, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ribbon, you're gonna fold it in half. And so on your folded edge, it should be to the side of what hand you are. So if you're right-handed, the fold should be to the right. If you're left-handed, it would be to the left. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start on that folded edge, and we're gonna cut at an angle uphill. And then what you have is this gorgeous tail. All right, so we're gonna make this tail the same length as the last one. We're gonna twist it. So now you have the bad side of your ribbon, which on this one is really a good side still anyways, because this is like a double-sided with the gold. And we're gonna come over here, we're gonna go about an inch shorter than the last one. So we'll be at the 6, so it'll be a 6-inch loop. We're gonna twist it. And we're gonna come over here, go to the 6, and do the same thing. Okay, and we're gonna push it down. Just like so. And now you just come down, you're gonna fold your ribbon in half. Start on your folded edge, cut at an angle uphill. And then again, you'll have that gorgeous tail right there. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and finish this off with my last ribbon that I chose for this. It's a 2.5 inch, and it also has a beautiful gold backing. And I just love this ribbon so much because when the lights shine on it, it just shines into your project and it makes it look very classy. Okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit shorter on the tail. We're gonna twist our ribbon. We're gonna go about 1 inch shorter on the other one than the last one, so we're about the 5-inch loop. We're gonna give it a good twist. Go to the 5 over here. And we don't twist on this one, okay? So there's what we have. And now we're gonna just fold our ribbon in half. Start on our folded edge again and cut at an angle uphill. And that is what you're left with, okay? So now what you could do is either use a pipe cleaner, which that's what I'll use on this for right now, or you could use a zip tie. So all you're gonna do then is just slip this under. You're gonna pull this up. And then all you're gonna do is pull really tight. You're gonna pinch real close to your bow. And then you're gonna twist the bow itself, and that will pull the pipe cleaner in nice and tight. And so then all you have to do is fluff out your ribbon. So then with this gorgeous flex ribbon, what I like to do with this is stretch out my loop just to make it a little bit bigger. So then all we have to do is stretch this one out. And there we go. We got a gorgeous bow. This tail could get a little bit shorter. So sometimes when you're cutting your tail, sometimes you like some to be a little bit different than the other one and a little longer or a little bit shorter. Either way, okay? So now let's go ahead and get started on our wreath and adding all the beautiful embellishments. Okay, so I chose some gorgeous magnolias that have beautiful gold glitter and they're velvet. So what we want to do is when you design, typically what you do is 3s always look the best. So you can place them in just before you hot glue them, just to see where your placement is on your wreath and how you want it to look, okay? So I'm gonna take a peek down here, see what it looks like there, and also right here. So let me take a peek real quick. Looks good. And so now all you have to do is pull it up, add a whole bunch of hot glue. Be careful you don't burn yourself because let's be honest, this hot glue, I've gotten a lot of burns and it does not feel very pleasant. So we're just gonna go ahead and push it down into that, like the grapevine that's there. There it is, super gorgeous. Come to the other one. All right, so I'm gonna try to get it in here first. And then I'm gonna hot glue it so I don't get burned. So this part right here is a little bit tighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a scissor, get down into my grapevine part of it. That way it'll open up a little spot where I can push it right down in. Just like that. I'm gonna fluff out my little petals and we're gonna squirt some hot glue right there. Okay, we'll give us a little turn. And now we're gonna put this other one right down here on the underside of this church. Okay, so let me see if I can get that in there. I'm gonna take my scissor, and all I'm doing is I'm sticking it down there and I'm just twisting it, and it opens up a little bit of a pocket area that I can just go ahead and slide this magnolia right down in. And then all I have to do from there is hot glue it in. Okay, so just squirt nice chunks of hot glue in there. I'm gonna reposition that pine cone right there. Fluff out my petals a little bit just to give them a better shape, since I was kind of smashing them down a little bit as I was putting them in. So we're just gonna put them back in there, give it a nice little adjustment like so. All right, so now what we can do is we can take and add some berries. Now, berries are always very, very beautiful to add into any of your pine wreath bases for Christmas and your holidays, and it also carries through all your whole winter season. So I have a bucket of goodies here, and we have lots of berries, and we also have some red velvet dogwoods we're gonna add in as well. So let's just take some pieces of berries, and we are going to get them added straight into this project. So we want to kind of enhance in different little areas. So we're gonna just pop some berry in right there, making sure I get it right down into that base down there. Squirt a little hot glue. I'm gonna come around this whole entire wreath, okay? Just adding a touch of berries. You can put them on the underside of some of the pine, and so they're just peeking through a little bit, which will look really, really nice as well. Okay, and you just kind of keep turning around, and any places that seem a little bare, you just go ahead and add them in, right? So we'll come over here by this magnolia here on this underside, and that red just really, really pops with that white from the frosting. So that looks really, really nice, and I'm very, very pleased with that. So we're gonna also take one and put it up here at the top by our bow. Squirt a little hot glue there. I'm gonna also put a berry in between, hanging down on the bottom. So I'll just take one of these picks that we have, and all you're doing is pulling apart, okay? So a lot of times when you buy a pick that is nice and full, you can take them apart, you can cut them apart to add them into your projects. So you don't have to place the whole entire piece in, but just a little bit. Oop, drip some little glue there. Recommend not doing this on your fancy dining room tables with some hot glue unless you have some kind of a paper down on your table for you. Okay, so let's get some more berries maybe. I think I need one right up here. And then we're gonna add some of the dogwoods in, and then we're gonna add some really beautiful gold leaf. Okay, so they look like a little fern, and it's gonna just pull your eyes to the colors that are in your bow, along with also the colors of the gold in your magnolia, and so it's gonna look really, really gorgeous. So let me fix this bow a little bit. As you kind of start working, you'll start messing your bow up a little bit, so you have to readjust it all the time. So place it in to your wreath and then squirt the hot glue. So that way you'll be sure that you don't get yourself burned from your hot glue. There we go. All right, so here we go. We got these gorgeous, I mean, let me tell you something. They are stunning and gorgeous. So we're gonna have some coming up there, but this one's a little bit longer. So I'm gonna place this one right down and around here. So let's get it in here. And then I can get some hot glue squirted down in. Hold it in its place there. As you can see, it's kind of smoke coming up there. That means it's very, very hot. So be very careful as you guys are working with your projects. All right, so let's go ahead, come over here. We'll add another and get that down into this grapevine base here. This one wants to keep coming, so I'm gonna give it a better little twist there. There we go. Squirt some hot glue. Okay. Grab a couple more. And let's see. Let's put one in right over here. And again, if you can't get it down into your grapevine, you can take your scissor or a knife or even a screwdriver will work as well. And you can create yourself a little hole that you can place that in. Okay, so there we go. And look at those gorgeous dogwoods, how they just make your, they'll pop out just because of the white. There's such a good contrast to it. All right, so let's get down in here. Get one right in about here. There we go. And there's so many different varieties of things that you can go ahead and add into your designs. I mean, there's so many picks and so many different florals and magnolias and white magnolias, and they have them in teal colors. They got beautiful poinsettias. I mean, so many different varieties for you guys to choose from to make your project or the wreath for your door absolutely stunning. So let me come over here to this one. I got to get on this underside here, and I'm gonna pop this one in down here at the bottom. Pull some of that dogwood down here at the bottom. I'm gonna squirt a little hot glue there. There we go. We'll come over here. And we're just, as you can see, I'm kind of keeping the magnolias or the dogwoods kind of coming in the same direction. It's gonna be clockwise. So I'm following that same kind of pattern the whole way around the wreath. Okay. Here. I definitely want one up here at my bow. So let's see. We don't need one that's very long or anything. So we want to get one right up here to enhance our bow some. Okay, so we got that one there. Like so. Fluff my little loops out as I keep going along. I'm also going to put one right down here at the base of my bow here. And this right here, what I'm doing is going to just enhance this bow just a little and make it a little more special. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start adding in some of this gorgeous gold leaf. Okay, so we're gonna cut some off. We're gonna put a piece in up here at the top of our bow. Stick that down in there, put a little hot glue. There we go. I'm also going to add some into the bow loops. So I'll run some hot glue right onto my stem, and I'm pulling up the loop and I'm just sticking it straight down in there. And now I'm just gonna hold it with my hands both of those ribbons together. That way it gets a good strong hold. We're going to come to the other side and do the same thing on this side. So we come over here. Hold our loops together. That way it'll get a nice strong hold. Okay. And I love using greens or flowers or berries into my bows because it just helps to make your bow stand out even that much more. So just a little bit of that. I'm going to take a little piece of cypress, and this cypress is so very realistic, and it's an amazing little pick that we have here. So this little piece of green, I'm going to pull off here. I'm going to trim the wires down, twist them together, and we're going to pop a little piece of green pine in here as well. And we're just going to go ahead and pop that right into place right there. Adds a nice little touch of green right into your bow. Let me see if I want to add another piece up here at the top. Yes, I think I do. Okay. Right up here with our berries. So we'll come down here, squirt some hot glue in place, and that'll get held right there. So as I turn this around, you're gonna see those beautiful things that I went ahead and added right into this gorgeous bow. And look how it just enhanced that bow just so much more. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place some more of these gold leaves around in areas onto our wreath, okay? So we just want hints of this gold to kind of be popping out from under and around these pieces of pine. Okay, so we're gonna pop it right into here, just like so, and put some hot glue. Okay, and so that piece is just gonna peek out here and there, and we're just gonna keep moving the whole way around this wreath. So it's easy for me to hold up my wreath so I can see back here on this other side to place this in, okay? And as you can see, this is a really quick project, but you can see how gorgeous this is starting to look, okay? And it's gonna make an amazing impact on your door for your Christmas and holiday season, and even all the way through the whole winter season. So this is definitely a piece that is going to just brighten up your home for the holidays, and it's something that you all can definitely make. It's not too difficult, especially when you start out with a really good, strong, solid wreath base that has some nice pines in it, and the nice frosting and the pine cones, so you don't have to add any of those kind of elements. You're just adding in all these other accents just to make that wreath just pop a little bit more and special for you. So we're gonna get some of these ones in here. Okay, and just as you can see, that pop of gold looks just so nice in there. And along with that red and the white, it's gorgeous. And the gold is pulling to all the other things that we have used. A little bit there. Let's take a peek. look at that. I think that it is done. And then what you do is you go around, you look at your, I've got a little piece of green that came loose. That's okay. All you have to do, just put it right back in. And I popped another one loose. Hold on. And that's okay. As you're pulling things and moving things, this might happen. But then that's when you just hook it right back into your wreath and hot glue it in. There you go. So what you want to do is you want to look at it and see like any spot that is kind of bare and may need something. Like right here needs something. So I'm going to take another one of these dogwoods and we're going to place that one in right there to fill in that spot. That's just a little bit bare and missing something. Okay, so we got this one in there now. So it filled in that spot there. We can also add a little bit of berry as well. So we'll take that. All right, and then we're gonna add this, and that is it. Look at that. Gorgeous right there. This here is a beautiful holiday wreath that you can use in your home throughout this whole entire winter season. So we thank you so much for being here with us today, and we hope that y'all have a very blessed day. Bye, y'all.